Hello, and welcome to Mr. Kilimanjaro's almost blind playthrough of Gods Will Be Watching. I'm going to call it almost blind because I tried recording this earlier, but my software kind of crashed out, so there's no recording of that playthrough of the first mission. But I'm going to kind of, go at it again and approach it from a fresh angle. So that's why I'm going to call it almost blind, at least for this first mission. The rest of the missions I have no idea about. So let me walk you through what this is. Gods Will Be Watching is a point-and-click adventure game that's supposed to have a very unforgiving nature. It's supposed to be quite hard, and there's a lot of dying and repetition and figuring it out involved, which kind of appeals to the masochist in me. I'm a big fan of XCOM, particularly of Long War, and of I've suffered it, unbelievably in the hands of, or at the hands of multiple aliens and Exol agents, and I felt like I kind of needed a break before my next campaign. So I saw that this was on sale on Steam this week, and I thought, well, this looks quite interesting. It's a different way to abuse myself, so why not? Let's give it a go. Now it's gotten it's gotten some bad press since it came out, and it's gotten some good things written about it as well. I haven't read too much into it because I don't want to colour how I'm going to play the game, and that's just how I approach it. And I'm hoping it's going to make a better review for you guys. But obviously, in general, it's good to read through and experience as many different reviews as possible before you decide to purchase the game or not. But I'm based on what I sell on Steam. I was more than happy to try this out for myself, and I'm going to come out at the end of it and hopefully be able to give you. In order to do that, I'm going to devote a kind of a video each to each one of the missions that you do. I think there are like 6 or 7. Kind of as many playthroughs as it takes me. Hopefully it won't take me too many. I'd like to think of myself as like a partly competent gamer, at least given how often I play games. But before we begin, let me just lay my cards out on the table about what I'm expecting from this game, kind of what I'm hoping it will deliver. So, I haven't played point-and-click adventure games since I was very young, and I played all those kind of like educational ones where you had to count sea urchins and all those other weird kinds of things. But I always have like a special place in my heart for them. And I'd play like things like Broken Age, and I enjoyed that. So how am I thinking this might be different? Well, the graphics are kind of a little bit more edgy. The music, from what I heard of it already, is quite cool. And I'm kind of hoping that the style of it is going to be interesting. It's going to be a bit different from what I'm expecting. So obviously I've played a little bit of it now, and I can say that the balancing aspect of like what you have to do in each of the missions is quite interesting. And balance is going to be something that we're probably going to talk about a lot. I'm going to probably compare it to balancing in something like XCOM, because I think XCOM in this kind of in an odd way have a lot of similar things going for it. I mean, XCOM's a game that's about punishment. Really, it's about how starting off on really the wrong footing and have the difficulty going up, and the other game we might talk about is Risk of Rain, which is kind of similar in aesthetic in part, perhaps not much else though. But yeah, so those are the kind of the comparisons I'm going to be drawing on. What I'm expecting is a kind of like fairly tight narrative with some interesting points to be made. I'm kind of hoping there's some moral substance there. I have a bit of a background in some moral philosophy, and I'm hoping this makes some interesting points. We might stop and talk about a bit about those along the way. All in all, I'm not expecting this game to change the world or to reinvigorate the genre or anything like that. I just like it to be interesting. I'd like it to stretch me a little bit, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun playing it. And hopefully, I can tell a bit of a good story too, because that seems to be something that's quite important to the idea of a point-and-click game. The idea that there's like a good narrative going on behind it. That's enough preamble. Let's get it underway. And I'll probably explain a little bit about how the mechanics actually work along the first mission, now that I actually have a good idea about it. One final disclaimer before we begin is it's a point-and-click. There's a lot of text-based speech, so I'm going to do my best to read it in a compelling way, because it'd be a bit boring for me to be clicking through it and assuming that you can read it the way that I can read. So I'll do you the courtesy of reading it in my voice, which you may like or may not like. We're going to go on original, because that's the way like they said they intended it in the design. And again, I'm gonna think that I'm a not incompetent gamer, and I can kind of deal with the original difficulty. So here we go, Sergeant Burden with an ellipsis. Hang in there, team. We'll get out of here off the bat already. I can't even read. We'll get out of this, I promise. Sarah, to steal our research, I can understand that, but how can they hate us so much to abandon us on this to our death on this frozen planet? This is not hate. Xenolifer did this for the sake of their mission. If they hated us, they would have executed us. Oh, I see. Is this your concept of mercy, Burden? This looks worse than a shot in the back of the head to me. But you're alive, aren't we? I'm just going to break the narrative here and say that it's an interesting point. It's probably more to life than, being like, there's definitely more to the idea of, like, doing something, making someone suffer before they die, than just letting them live isn't the mark of a moral action, shall we say. And get you out of this. Liam knows that. Xenolifer aren't assassins, they're freedom fighters. In the end, their objective is to free all intelligent alien races from slavery. Certainly a noble objective. Yeah, how noble. I don't give a fuck. Got a nihilist over here. I hope that the Constellar Federation crushes them once and for all. Constellar is an odd word. Dr. Zinez, I respect their cause, but I disagree with their methods. Nothing good can be achieved through terrorism. I could spend the rest of the video talking about that statement, but think about it. I mean, you might think that that's not true. Certainly I do. Terrorism is just a word used by big nations to define small opposing forces. Interesting point. The way the Consular Federation obliterates enemies and enslaves the defeated aliens is far more terrifying to me. But I disagree with the violent methods of Xenolifer too, Doctor. That's why I joined the Everdusk Company, for the universe knowledge. I don't understand that statement still, but whatever. Ikak's neutrality and respect for justice, science and truth over all the things is something I can respect. Without any political or religious agendas to justify their actions, just common sense. Yeah, it's great how the Everdusk keeps getting us into trouble. I love them. Jack. Sorry, I'm just really angry. Fuck. Fucking Xenolifer. Fuck them. Love the gratuitous use of fuck there. For good examples of that, see The Wire. That one scene. The hacking system is ready. Lee and the hostages are secured. Please don't hurt my crew. This is one of the hostages. We have something. So that was all. I had no control of that, sorry. So you'd have to go back and read those things because I didn't bother to read them. So I have control of the speech again. Liam says, good work, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for a minute? This siege is an act of Xenolifer. You're being held as our guests while we retrieve your outstanding research data on the Medusae virus. Seriously, good job analysing that little bitch. The revolution will greatly benefit from your contribution to the scientific community. I let my friends do their work, and I promise nothing will happen to you. Jack, don't let those damn guards near us. I got him, boss. Shaman, keep the network stable while I hack into the database. I'm looking forward to seeing the power of your improved hack boost tool firsthand. They won't see me coming. And you, Abraham, you're in charge while I'm plugged into this thing. Mind the hostages don't get so comfortable that they think they can save themselves. Ignore them for too long, though, and you'll have a revolt on your hands. Don't scare them to the point of trying a suicide escape either. While I'm plugged in, I'm counting on you to lead the team in their tasks. Aid Jack with his negotiating while keeping an eye on the shaman's work and the network's statics. Basically keep the situation under control until my hacking reaches 100% and our mission will be complete. My pleasure. Abraham, don't hesitate to ask anything. And Liam's plugged in. Right, so we're now in control of the game. So what's actually happening here? Well, this is you. These are hostages. Liam's the one who's going to be doing the hacking. Security represents the overall integrity of the system. As we'll see in a second, the first thing you always want to do is to hack the camera. Just to show you, red actions are things that are going to essentially take a turn. They'll cause an increment of progress on the hacking progress bar, and they'll also kind of move time forward so that different events can happen. Basically, as time goes on, people will get stressed or not stressed, hostages, your own characters, or people you were interacting with. And the idea is that, before taking a red action, you can only do one thing per red action. This is why the XCOM comparison kind of ends up coming in. It seems to be rather turn-based in this way. Green actions, on the other hand, take up no time, so we can do those as many times as we want. And they're things like talking and other things like that. So the first thing we want to do is we want to hack the camera so we can see the corridor. There we go, we can see the corridor. Now that's the SWAT team that's going to kind of be moving in towards us, and behind them, although you probably can't see, but maybe if we walk over here so we actually get a proper view of the... You'll be able to see just behind them, yeah, the guy who's hacking into the system. So he's the one who's going to be interfering with our security and trying to essentially break our hold of the system and leech the data that we're trying to steal. Jack's the one who keeps these SWAT people at bay, either through negotiating them, which essentially acts to keep them in the same place for a couple of turns at least, or by actually firing to force them to move back a little bit. But this firing kind of aggravates everyone, so it's not something that you want to do necessarily. Liam kind of drumming away over there is the only one who has no real part in this, and like he's the actual hacking. But we have to. You can ask about in the beginning. You should ask about all the various parts of the game to understand. But since I understand them, I'm not going to go through that now. And then hostages are the only other thing you really have to interact with. You want to keep them, like you said, you want to be calm, that they kind of think that this isn't an issue, they can kind of get out, and not too goddamn scared that they essentially try to run for freedom. So that's kind of what we're up against right now. So what you kind of want to do, that I found anyway, is to find a nice pattern between calming, boosting the hack boosts, and maintaining your security and keeping those people at bay. Those are kind of the things you want to be keeping your eye on, and if you can find a good balance there, not too many people die, then that'll be great. I'm going to try not to kill that many people, because obviously I don't want people to die. That'd be unethical. In the grand scheme of things, if this cause is right, then I personally wouldn't have that much of an issue with people dying to get the cause right, even innocent people perhaps. But that's just maybe just because I'm a wacky person. Who knows? So what's the first thing we're going to do? Well, since the security is at 100%, there's no. As soon as the security drops, there's a chance of you being breached for that turn, which isn't good. We might see that happening. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to charge the hack boost. So as you can see, the guards moved a little bit. The hack boost went up to 20%, and the idea is that the closer it gets to 100%, the more chance it has of working and boosting this progress bar along a little bit. Now we're going to negotiate, because I want them to just stay where they are for a couple of turns. Don't take another step, or people in here will start dying. Okay, take it easy, we're holding up position. So now they're going to stay like that for a while. As you can see, security's dropped now to 81%. So what we're going to do is we're going to charge the hack boost again. They should be able to stay like this for this turn. It would be good to boost the security this turn, but we probably want to interact with the hostages so that they don't think that we've forgotten about them. What we're going to do is we're going to shout at them, I think. I still haven't got a complete handle on how the hostage thing works. Maybe I won't shout at the main guy, because he affects the others a lot more. For a lesser effect, I'm just going to keep them on their toes by shouting at this guy. Don't waste my time, scum. He seems to be freaking out a little bit now. Security definitely needs to go back up now this turn, so we're reinforcing security. Now I'm gonna calm this guy down, because he seems to be freaking out. Okay, and now we're gonna negotiate, because we don't want them moving. Now we're gonna charge the hack boost. Now we're gonna reinforce security. He says he needs to run. We're gonna calm him down. We're going to negotiate. We're going to reinforce security. Now she thinks we're distracted, so she's too calm, and he thinks he needs to run out. So hopefully talking to him will assure her that I'm not distracted. And we're going to charge the hack boost. And we're going to negotiate. Attack me, so she's going to get shot. Well, could I have prevented that? Probably by addressing her after addressing him, but I mean, this is a game where you're going to have to make sacrifices. Obviously I could be playing this better, but this is only the 4th time I played through this mission, so I'm going to try and calm him down by calming him down, because he has a good effect on the rest of them. Security is very low, so we're going to reinforce it. He thinks he needs to run. I'm going to calm him down. We definitely need to negotiate, because it's been a while since that's happened. Now, will we have a chance to reinforce security before one of these guys freaks out again? I feel like he's going to be freaking out, so I'm going to reinforce security now. Yeah, because now we can see that why I did that, because now I need time to sort out these things. So we're going to calm him down, and I'm going to shout at him. Should I kill him? No, I'm going to let him go free. But I'm going to kick this one. I'm going to trade him for to ask the... Oh god. So that didn't work because then the other guy decided to get up and strangle me. And so then we were all out of hostages for sending that guy out, and so let's give this another shot. So we're back in the same situation. We're not going to go through all the stuff again. We're just going to get going. So we want the corridor. Now there is the break room, which I have made use of before, successfully once, but the other time I sent someone there, they also just freaked out and tried to kill me. So it's not something that's just particularly easy to use. So we're going to charge. Everyone still seems pretty happy. We're going to negotiate. We're going to charge. We're going to shout. We're going to reinforce security. We're going to negotiate. We're going to charge. We're going to calm. We're going to reinforce. We're going to calm. Negotiate. Charge. This is a difficult one. We definitely need him to be calm. And now we definitely need to reinforce our security. Negotiate. Calm. Charge. Reinforce. She freaked out again. She always freaks out. Right, so that was obviously quite scary, so we're going to calm. We're going to negotiate. We're going to reinforce. We're going to charge. We'll let him go. What I'm kind of hoping is that he's going to get this idea to run too, and then we can keep the professor kind of here, because I had a good time when it was just him. He was much easier to control than the whole group, perhaps realistically. Did they move last time? I didn't actually pay attention to that. Let's charge. Yeah, they are moving again. Right, so negotiate. Probably going to get spiked, but we need to calm them down. Okay, that's good we didn't. So we're reinforcing. We're charging. We're calming. We're negotiating. Reinforce. Calm. Right, we're going to deploy the hack boost since we're close to working. Let's go for it. We're stabilizing the network. We're checked. Launch 3, 2, 1. Execute. Wicked. It worked. So now, as you probably saw, the bar jumped quite a bit, which is great. We're going to negotiate. We're going to calm. As you can see, we're in a little bit of a rhythm now, which is good. It's to our benefit. We're going to reinforce the security. Charge. Yeah. We're gonna calm. They moved. We're gonna negotiate. Just keep it good for a bit. Reinforce. Calm. Charge. Negotiate. Calm. Reinforce. Negotiate. Calm. Reinforce. So as you can see, it might be useful now to just kind of get in the rhythm of progressing along without using the hack, because the hack seems to be taking a turn out of the. So it seems to be taking about 2-3 turns, as it were, for the crew to move before the crew starts moving towards us again. But we need a turn to reinforce, generally, one to negotiate, one to calm amidst all this. So it seems to be taking out to prep the hack boost seems to be putting things on a kind of. We'll either get too close to losing security or to someone freaking out, and we don't want this. So we want to maintain equilibrium, and this creeps along slowly. So, all talking about all this, I forgot what we were on right now, but it's not calming them. So it must be negotiate, calm them down, reinforce security, renegotiate, calm. We reinforce security. We negotiate. We calm. We reinforce security. We calm. We reinforce security. We negotiate. We calm. We reinforce security. We negotiate. We're calm. We reinforce security. We negotiate. We're calm. We reinforce security. We negotiate. I might cut this out at the end of the video because it's fairly boring. But ultimately, if it works, then there's no point messing around with it. Reinforce security. I actually do need to kind of chant it to myself, otherwise I'll lose my place. Calm. Reinforce security. Negotiate. Calm. Reinforce security. Negotiate. Calm. Security. Negotiate. Calm. Reinforce security. Negotiate. Calm. Reinforce security. Negotiate. Yes, let's get out of here. You'll never leave this place alive. So they launch in the flashbang. And all of a sudden, where we are, Shaman leaving. Abraham and Jack, we're under control. The guards say drop your weapons. Abraham says, Liam, get away the revolution. Don't worry about us, we've been through worse. We won't let you die here, I promise. Whatever, just go. Ooh. So we didn't use the break room, which got us an achievement, apparently. These are quite cool, I quite like the stats that you get. Which I think is split, I'm imagining, by the number of players, what different players have done. So, I mean the majority of people apparently who only killed one hostage. Very fewer didn't kill any, and then the first time I played it, I killed 3. Well, I mean, obviously you lose if you kill all 4, but I find it easy to kill or lose 3. I didn't free any, which the majority of people did. I didn't trade any, which the majority of people got the guards to retreat by. I'm apparently very soft, which most people are. So it kind of speaks to the, I guess, a bad mechanic in the game, if it's to be balanced or aggressive. I don't know what it would be to be aggressive. I guess it would be to actually actively kill a hostage for something. We didn't have a conflict with Jack. That is something that happens in the thing, which I could have probably that would have made a bit of effort to show you, but whatever. One tried to escape and one rebelled. A lot tried to escape and tried to rebel. So obviously there are different ways this all could have panned out. I was just trying to show you like one way of doing it, which is quite an unimaginative way, perhaps. But I don't know. It kind of shows how the game's algorithms work to a certain extent. Like it seems chaotic until you can isolate what it is that the kind of rhythm you need to be in, the rhythms of various interacting with each other. Once you get a kind of a finger on that, then you can at least get through the game a little bit easier. But they're probably the most interesting thing to watch. So I'll try and be a bit more interesting. It's going to get interesting anyway because I haven't done any of the next ones. Hopefully the next mission will be a little bit better. Yeah, I'm gonna stop recording here, and hopefully you can join me for the next one, where we'll encounter the next big thing in the chapter. Yeah, and it should be quite interesting. Yeah, please join me then. I look forward to seeing you. Thanks for watching.